Crash
There's audio,
Heroes!
there's people are talking, numbers are doing things, lines are going.
Hello,
Oh, yeah.
can we be heard?
Damn, zoom
I've
in.
heard us. I've heard us doubled.
Our
Double
audience
digits.
can hear us. That is the good thing. Hooray!
We are audible, apparently.
So many birds.
Although
So many birds.
the camera's kind of
Oh.
screwed up.
No, it just, I'm gonna redo that one.
We've got 1.5 Peters and only half
we
of
have-
a
We have
Raven.
15% of a
Raven.
Peter and about 70% of a Raven.
Our characters have been bonding, so
Yeah.
it makes sense. I signed the book. We
That's true,
did
you're part of
a
the
trapeze.
network.
Yeah, we did a trapeze trick, a la, you know.
Okay, it's very funny
Old 50
seeing
styling.
a bird just randomly fly on camera and land on Alina's head.
Yep.
Like, yeah, this is a normal thing.
Yeah, this is completely
Yep.
normal.
This is
I
just
have
standard
no
our
flinch
house.
response to things flying at my head anymore. I'm just like,
Mhm.
whatever, just hit me or not, it's fine. It's probably a bird.
Eco is very pleased to be here and not in Regina anymore.
Mhm.
Me too.
I think most people would be pleased to not be in Regina.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's pretty anti-trans there right now. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Unlike
Pretty-
here.
Pretty Scott Moish out there.
Yeah, I hate it.
Hi, webcomic fans and internet friends. It's me, your friendly neighborhood dungeon biologist. I have a cold, so don't mind my croaky voice. I'll try and work it into some NPCs. All of the NPCs will be full of mucus.
Ooh, mucus.
Welcome to another
normal
episode of
for us,
Trash
obviously.
Heroes.
Actual place for your...
All slime episode. Welcome to another episode of Trash Heroes, the Dungeons and Dragons stream where we recount the epic adventures of this wildly improbable collection of horrible creatures known as the Trash Heroes. Our players, as always, are this assortment of excellent artists who do ply their artistical trades on the interwebs. So please do take a look in the upper doobly-doo in the corner and check out everybody's links or in the description below on YouTube, and look at social medias and other means of supporting Patreons and other ways to feed your local artist what does art on the interwebs. And with that out of the way, let's meet the characters. As always, first up, it's the Keeper of the Vermin, Protector of the Trash Heap, Fetid Quaggle.
That's me, hi.
Next is the larger-than-life pit-fighting superstar, Ugna Sugartusks.
It's bone crushing time.
And next is the Trickster Cleric, Rogue Baker, and all-around party animal, Tromlin Darioles. All I caught was like a cough.
Oh no.
He's an old man,
That was my
okay?
tongue, sorry.
It's okay.
No worries, man.
Tromlin also has a cold.
And then the wild magic streaming sensation, Morgan D. Sater.
I was very, very excited about getting more subs on Twitch until I found out that it was a subscription. Faye Rules, you're now also my sub if you are my sub. So
Hooray.
sorry.
Double sub.
If you eat a sub from the Fae,
Mm-hmm,
just use every iteration of that homophobe.
Doesn't matter how much top energy you have. As soon as you get that foot long in you.
I mean, that's what they say.
And speaking of which, finally, our sweet old grandpa, who's accidentally an ancient warlock, Copernicus Sunshine.
Horrifying catchphrase.
You're going the wrong way, buddy.
When we last left our heroes, Pico was spinning around and getting treats.
Yes,
That's what
Oh,
he
yeah.
does.
that's very good.
Yeah, when we last left our heroes, we began with the party in combat as they were attempting to gain access to the Thieves Guild warehouse, where one of the Raven Cult ritual stones was located. The warehouse was attached to a local tavern, so by distracting the guards with a bar brawl and a raid of chickens, the party had made their way into the kitchens where the door to the warehouse was guarded. But at that moment, at the beginning of last game, suddenly Ugna's biggest fan, who happens to be 10 cubic feet of fan, the gelatinous cube,
That's kind.
More like 10
smashed through
cubic
the door.
feet of flan, am I right?
Smashed through a wall of the tavern, Kool-Aid Man style,
Yeah.
and created extreme pandemonium, during which Morgan teleported herself and Ugna past the guards, and Fetid and Tromlin were taking out the last of them. Copernicus used a ruse to get the door open. However, immediately after Copernicus got through, the guard leader slammed the door closed with an emergency locking mechanism, and the others were not able to follow, leaving the trio of Ugna, Morgan, and Copernicus to take out the guards in the corridor and get to the tower stairs before the thieves in the warehouse could reinforce, dropping several spells in the corridor behind them and barricading the door to give them some time. The trio ran up to the tower chamber and were met with the familiar sight of a floating pink stone ringed by living statues, which led to a colossal fight during which Copernicus summoned Agrajag to wail on the stone with his axe. Morgan's wild magic went absolutely haywire. I forget how many wild magic effects it was. It was a D6. It was like 5 or something.
So
Oh
many.
boy.
So many.
Yeah, you rolled the 1 out of 100 chance of getting like
All
a
of the wild
D6
magic.
random magic effects happening over the course of the next few rounds. And Ugna used the new Thunderhammer to great effect, resulting in the end in the destruction of the stone, with lightning flying everywhere. And the three were then teleported themselves to a nearby rooftop, leaving Agrajag to fend off the guards. Meanwhile, Tromlin and Fetid are fighting the last of the guards in the kitchens, and that is where we will begin.
Oh, good. Fetid's in the kitchen. That's going to end great.
Yeah. So, still in combat. So
Food
Tromlin
and murder at the same time? It's my ideal.
Speaking of murder, Tromlin, you had just cut the throats of the 2 helpless guards that Fetid webbed up against the wall. And you are standing nearby when the 2 things that happen from different directions. In one direction from you at the big door, you see Copernicus hold up the dead body of the halfling guard leader to show him and wave his hand in the when the little eye slit is opened, and the door is opened and Copernicus ducks through, but then the door slams immediately behind him and you can hear the latching of various mechanisms barring the door. Fetid, you're up in the rafters. You just finished putting the last arrow into the orc guard who has finally fallen. He also was globbed to the opposite wall by Morgan's wand of tarry globs. So currently, there are no living guards left in the room. There's a few straggler chickens, but the little boy who was turning the spits has run out into the yard, and several of the chickens have pursued him. But you are witness to the gelatinous cube smashing through the front wall of the tavern and just entering the bar brawl, like absorbing several people in the process.
Is this Uga's #1 fan?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And
Got
he
the
is
front
also
seat glasses.
blurbling something incoherent at you, and thrusting his front surface outwards, bulging in his floating jello-ness. You can see the usual giant horn-rimmed glasses that are taped in the middle, kind of like slightly askew, floating there, and the bow tie underneath, all made of acid-resistant materials. He still has the acid-resistant sheet with Ugna's signature on it. And then, of course, a couple of the hapless thieves and other patrons of the bar. A bunch of debris from the front of the bar wall, but in the forefront, right at the edge of the cube, is a big leather scroll case, which is only slowly starting to smoke and smolder in the acid, and he seems to be thrusting it out in your direction, and
Okay.
going like. Blah, 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 blah.
Can I do an insight to understand what he's trying to say to me?
Yeah, you can. In fact, that's one of your special tricks. With your linguist feat, is that you can try to understand languages. Not that he's speaking a real language, but insight will do.
There was a fair amount of slimes and jellies in the Underdark.
Mm-hmm.
There were. I know quite a few of them. That would be a dirty 20.
Nice.
It's something to the effect of like he's got a message for you. Like you get the impression someone stuck that scroll case in him to bring to you, or to your party. He's thrusting it in your direction, but of course, he would probably know you only as a member of Ugna's team.
All right.
Ugna's entourage.
Well, one second. Hold on.
So at this point, we are in combat time.
All right, I'm back. Sorry. Are there like tongs by the fireplace?
There are, but also, I'm going to throw some initiative order at you guys.
Ooh.
Trying to find the right page with the initiative for this particular combat. I might just reestablish. Why don't we reestablish initiative here, since so many people have changed where they are? So I'll get initiative rolls from Tromlin and Fetid,
Yes.
and I will roll for the guards and
posted
bar
a-
patrons.
First off, portrait of old lady Morgan,
Oh, good.
which might not make sense to those who have been separated from us, but will make sense to everyone else.
My
my
initiative
first
is
sketch.
a 20. 20.
Dirty 20 for Fetid.
I'm excited and
19
horrified.
19
for
for
me.
Tromlin.
Yep.
Okay. Gelatinous Cube as a
Velma,
17.
Pointer, you're on 2,000 here.
Okay. So Fetid, you get to act first. You see that there are no other living targets, and you can drop the concentration on your web spell because the people webbed in it have been murdered.
Okay.
But you can also see the crashing gelatinous cube coming in through the
Yes.
bar.
Let's see. I would recognize this guy, so I know he's friendly. Can I go down and grab the thing he's trying to hand to us and see what it is?
You will have
Does he
to
have
traverse the
acid
bar to do
resistance?
so.
I will do that, or at least attempt to do that.
Do you want to do so sneakily, or do you want to mix it up? Because there's a roiling bar brawl going on in there.
Yeah, let me try and be sneaky about it.
Okay, in that case, go ahead and make me a stealth roll.
Oh, not very good. That is a 12 total.
Okay, you slip down from the ceiling and make your way past the bar, and are immediately spotted by the barbarian type that had enemies abound cast on him earlier, and is now fighting like 4 different people.
Mhm.
And he still seems to be in the throes of paranoia, although he won't be under the effect of that spell anymore. But he points his axe at you and howls, "Intruder!" to whoever will listen. But that's all that happens immediately.
Okay.
And with your movement, you are able to make your way partway into the bar, but you can't go very far because you've been spotted. You would be getting attacks of opportunity if you try to go too much further into the place.
Would it be possible for me to attempt to hide in the confusion again now that I'm down there, or is that something I would have to do on another turn?
I'd let you take. You haven't used your action, so
Yeah.
I'll let you attempt that. You can sort of like go, "Crap, I've been seen," and throw yourself behind the bar. Try to
Double
hide.
under a table or something.
Yep, go for it. Make another stealth check.
Oh, that's even worse.
Oh boy.
That is an 11.
You go to throw yourself behind some furniture and not realize until the last section that it's furniture that's already been smashed to pieces. So there's like a counter above you, but then it's just like wide open on the side.
I could try to
You're like,
reroll this,
"Shit."
but I think it's funnier if I don't, so I won't.
Tromlin, you're next.
Okay, sorry about that. Well, I'm going to grab the fireplace tongs and attempt to pull this scroll out.
Okay, so you're going to try and get over to where the gelatinous cube is straining to reach you guys.
Yes. If I have to, I can step to him too.
Oh yeah, actually, that's probably. I was going to say make me an acrobatics or something to try and avoid any attacks of opportunity. But if you're willing to do a misty step, you don't have to roll. You can just go, bam, I'm right here. In which case, you can pretty much just use the tongs and grab the scroll case.
And I'm going to tell him, I'm pretty sure you're her favorite fan.
The faintly green, transparent jello goes like slightly pink.
Aww.
Where cheeks would be on either side
Good.
of his bow tie.
I think he might be my favorite NPC at this point.
Yeah.
He is next. He is going to glide a little closer towards you and generally absorb some more of this bar brawl.
I appreciate it.
And burble at you frantically. You get the impression from your insight roll that he's trying to like tell you more about the scroll, but he doesn't actually have the capacity for speech, so it's not really useful.
Yeah.
You're pretty much you're like I'll read it.
It's his fanfic.
The next thing that's going to happen
I will treasure it.
is some weasel warlocks are going to do things.
Peter, if you want to write this fanfic, I will read it, and I will do my Gregory voice, which Alina knows, which is the voice I've used for a gelatinous cube in another setting.
It's a tempting offer.
Hello, everybody. I'm like a gelatinous cube. This is how I would talk if I could talk.
That's pretty much the voice, yeah.
Yeah, I figured. Tromlin, an Elder's Blast flies over your shoulder, missing you, but another one strikes you in the back and does 10 force damage.
Oh, that's rude.
Another pair of bolts are flying at Fetid, one of which misses and one of which hits. And you take 6, 7, 8 force damage.
Oh.
And you can both see the source of this are the 2 of the 3 Weaselkin, who are now they have basically formed a little fortified position by overturning tables. You'll remember, Tromlin, that you had started a fight between the Weaselkin and some of the other thieves by planting some notes that the thieves that the weasels were mocking them. So they were clearly attacked during this bar brawl and have like fortified their position where their table was. And 2 of the weasels have popped up from behind the tables and are firing these Eldritch Blasts at you guys. And that's the weasel's turn. They are both going to drop back into cover behind the table. They've got like some AC bonuses from cover. And then we move on to like the random bar patrons, several of whom are like slashing ineffectively at the gelatinous cube because, of course, normal weapons don't do damage, I believe, to gelatinous cubes. Maybe I should look that up. I'm pretty sure you need something to damage a gelatinous cube. One of those special damage needed types.
You're better off trying to gatekeep it. Tell it it's not a real fan.
Psychic damage.
No, I'm wrong. They actually just take normal damage. So they're slashing at it and cutting into the jello. Eventually,
Slap that
they
jelly.
chop it into smaller cubes, I guess.
Such a happy boy. Look at that guy. So happy.
Okay, so they are causing damage to the gelatinous cube, who is not pleased about it. Alina has turned into a bird. We all knew it was going to happen eventually.
Yep. Her final form.
Yeah. Oh, scritchies.
Itchy face.
Little baby.
Oh, baby.
Little
A
baby.
little
big
baby
baby.
pineapple.
Look at his jowls. I love it.
Right?
And
Like an old man.
Fetid, the barbarian guy who spotted you, is going to throw a chair at you.
Okay.
You have some cover from your attempted hide spot, and that won't break your armor class. So the chair smashes on the bar top above you, and
That's
splinters
rude.
scatter over you, but you don't take any damage. And there's various other smashings and shouts and punches and things going on amongst the bar patrons, but they are not directed at you guys. So we're back to the top with Fetid again.
Okay. I am going to attempt to move to some better cover if possible, without attracting any more opportunity attacks. And for the rest of my turn, I'm going to mark the guy who threw the chair at me and try to hit him with a couple arrows.
Go for it.
Arrow
There is
number
definitely some
one.
better cover, so you can take a partial covering at an AC bonus,
Yeah.
and then you can take a couple shots at him, bonus action to give him with a mark.
First one will almost certainly hit. That is a 26.
That definitely hits.
All right.
He's got a 15, so
Yeah. All right. So let's see. If I'm doing all of my stuff, it's what? 3d6 plus 5 or 4d6 plus 5?
3 because you don't have, or sorry, you already activated your acid arrows, so that's
Oh,
still
yeah,
active.
you're right.
So yeah,
Okay.
it's all of it. So you've got
All right.
4d6.
4d6.
1d6 for the bow, 1d6 for the magic acid effect, 1d6 for the swarm, and 1d6 for Hunter's Mark.
Let's see. So that is 22 plus 5 is 27 damage.
Points of damage. Ow.
Yeah.
And you got a second attack.
Yep. That is a 22, 21.
That definitely hits him.
And this one's just 3d6, yes?
Yeah, because the swarm is only once per turn.
5, 7, 6, 13 plus 5 is 18.
Okay, he drops.
Nice.
He already had a few injuries from his fighting with his friends because he had the enemies abound on him. So he already had various like scratches and dings. That 45 that you just did to him like just ends him.
Fighting.
So he throws a chair at you, and then like 2 arrows fly out of the bar and just drop him in his tracks. Tromlin, you're up. You are now kind of almost like being surrounded by combatants as they try to rally against the gelatinous cube.
All right, I'm assuming that I can't just like start reading the scroll. This is not a safe time or type place for that. Velma, I swear you do not get quiet or you're leaving the room. Yeah, immediately glares at me. So I'm trying to think of what spell I have that could help. Oh,
You've got the Pipes
Entangle.
of Haunting. Entangle's a good one too. Pipes of Haunting would be an area effect fear.
Okay. Can I make it not affect Fetid in the cube?
Yes, you can choose to affect everyone hostile to you.
All right. I'm gonna pull those pipes out and start playing a very haunting song.
Okay, so this is a DC 15 Wisdom save or be frightened for a full minute. So I will roll a handful of saving throws for those nearby you. And that's some good rolls and some bad rolls. Yeah, so like I should roll for some specific folks because like I was gonna say like half the bar patrons are gonna flee. Already being somewhat concerned about the gelatinous cube. Specifically, that's going to include any of the weasels. One of them. Okay, so the group that have knotted up to sort of like stand together and slash at this gelatinous cube, they break. Like more than half of them turn and flee back towards the kitchens and the yard where the back exit is. And only one or two of them are kind of standing their ground, but they're also looking very nervous now that they are alone against the gelatinous cube. Fetid, a couple of the bar brawling folks around your area also are breaking and running for it. And one of the weasels vaults from behind the furniture and flees, leaving only two of the weasels present. Okay, Gelatinous Cube is next. Gelatinous Cube is going to tentacle attack the remaining folks here that are hacking at it with edged weapons. That will hit. That's a 15 plus 4. 3d6 acid damage. So it does 10 acid damage to this one thief who is going to say, "Yeah, I'm pretty much done with that. With my friends fleeing, I think I'm going to join them. I don't have a fear spell, but there's a satyr over there with like a dragonborn face playing some kind of freaky tune in front of a gelatinous cube that seems to be ignoring him. I don't like this. I'm leaving."
A lot more people would be alive if they, listen to me.
Another pair of eldritch bolts are being fired by the weasels at you, Tromlin. One is missed and one is hit. And does only 3 plus 2, 5 points of damage. And Fetid, you are having 2 shot at you, but they miss because of your cover. You have a plus 4 to AC temporarily because you're in heavy cover. And so those shots do not hit you.
Very good.
And it is various other bar patrons, but I think with the fear causing most of them to flee, and the one big and toughest one just dropping dead from arrows, and the weasels still shooting bolts, which they're not particularly entirely on the side of. I'm going to say most of the remaining bar patrons are fleeing. And that takes us back up to Fetid.
All right. Let's see. Did Tromlin grab the thing the cube is trying to give us?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
And he is now playing he's playing the magic pipes that you guys found.
Right.
And it seems to be causing most of the bar patrons to flee, but there are still 2 weasel warlocks shooting magic bolts at you.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to shift my mark to one of them and attempt to continue with the arrows.
Fuck them
Sounds
up!
like an appropriate thing to do.
Yes!
So they
First one is a dirty 20.
I think that'll actually hit. They also have a cover bonus, but not sufficient.
All right.
They have armor class 14, so I think that gives them an 18. So that is a hit.
4 plus 7 is 11 plus 5 is 16 damage for the first one.
He is still up, but very, very damaged.
Arrow number 2 is another dirty 20.
That will hit.
8. 9.
And you're adding your
5,
swarm bonus
14
to
more
one of
damage.
these? Did you do your swarm bonus on one of those?
Yeah, on the first one.
Okay, cool. 14, that's 30 damage. I think that's going to do it for that guy. These guys are already slightly injured. So you drop one of the two weasels, leaving only one of them. And he, too, I think, is going to attempt to flee now. Tromlin.
I think you are muted, by the way.
Yep.
There you go. Okay. So the last one's trying to flee.
Yep. Two of the
Oh.
weasels are fleeing, and one of them just got dropped by Fetid's arrows. And various thieves are fleeing as well. And
I don't want
random
them to
bar
flee.
patrons.
I
What
don't
would you
think
like to
they
do?
should flee. So I am actually going to cast at them Entangle.
So you throw an entangle around those two weaselkin.
Yep.
One of them has saved, one of them has not. Let me just double check. I think that still means that they take difficult terrain either way. But I believe the one that failed is fully grappled by your entangle spell. Just double checking that I have that correct. Yeah, strength saving throw or be restrained. So one of them is restrained. One of them has made it, but is still moving at half speed through the difficult terrain as he attempts to slog his way through this sudden eruption of viney plants all from the floor of the inn. And then the gelatinous cube, who is going to fall back slightly and kind of lick its wounds. It has now a number of vicious slashes in its gelatinous surface. And it doesn't really have any ranged attacks. So it's just going to kind of hover back and burble at you.
Poor guy.
And the warlock who had failed his saving is trapped will attempt a second saving throw to break free on his turn, but he fails. So he's just struggling against vines and unable to escape. The one who had not been grappled is going to continue fleeing. And he was the one that ran in the first place. So he's pretty much away into the kitchen at this stage. Fetid, you're up. Everybody's fleeing or gone. The only real combatant left is the struggling weasel that's entangled in the vines.
Unless you want to go in the kitchen and get rid of one.
Tromlin, what do you think? Should I go heal our slimy buddy or finish off this idiot who's tied up?
I mean, either way, I'll do whatever you don't do. But I do kind of feel like we should probably take care of the guy who got in the kitchen. I don't think we should let any of the weasels escape.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go after him then.
So you're giving pursuit?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's make this a chase. So roll me I think a Dex Athletics will be, because you have the bonus to speed from being small and nimble.
Yes.
You have the small nimbleness. So I'll let you
That
use
would be
Dex
a
on athletics here. So
24 athletics.
okay, he is not great at. He has not rolled anything close to that. So you are overtaking him. So he has fled straight into the yard. He didn't even pause in the kitchen. He just went straight out into the chicken yard. You run after. You like stick your bow in your mouth and like all fours it, and bolt through the kitchen into the yard, and you basically get in there as you see him looking to starting to vault the fence on the other side of the yard, and you have a clear shot, so you can take some shots at him.
Let's see.
You can bonus action to stick your mark on him.
I've been rolling low. I'm just gonna try and shoot him. So
Y'all,
marking him, shifting arrows.
Granny Morgan is a baddie.
Arrow number
What
1 will
happened?
hit. Like a 27 or something.
Nice.
An arch that you're referring to? Oh yes. I
Oh
see.
yeah. Oh yeah. I'm doing the coloring now.
Nice.
6, 12, and 5. 17 on the first arrow.
Nice.
Arrow number 2 is a 15.
15 to hit.
Yeah.
Will hit.
Oh, cool.
They no longer have the cover bonus they had against you.
Oh,
They just have AC 14. So
Plus 6 is 10. Plus 5, another 15 damage.
17 and 15. So he's still up, but looking extremely worse for wear. So as he's like trying to vault the fence, arrows thunk into him, and he sort of like rolls over the fence instead of like vaulting it neatly. Kind of lands in an ungainly heap on the other side of the fence. But if you want another shot at him, you'll have to get over there.
Okay.
Tromlin, there's basically nobody left in the room except the guy who's trying to break free of your entanglement. And of course, you in the gelatinous cube.
Can I try and knock him out?
Yeah, you can walk through your entanglement.
Okay, I walk up to him, pull out my mace, and club him in the back of the head.
Okay, so this is a sap attack.
Grandpa Pernie's night stick.
Yeah.
Mhm.
For whenever
So
you
go
Wait,
ahead
other
and-
people too?
Yeah.
That's it.
Go
Works
ahead
on
and
other
make the
people too?
attack roll. It does.
To hit?
Surprise Pikachu face.
So go ahead and make a hit roll with
18.
advantage.
18? Hello?
Oh yeah.
You hear me?
Silly.
Yep. That'll hit for sure.
Silly.
And he has to make a Constitution DC 14 save or be stunned for a full minute. He did not make that save. He rolled a 10 and he does not have that big of a bonus to con.
Cool.
So
I pick
he
his limp
is
body up and push him
unconscious, yeah.
into the green cube.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like QB like reaches out and goes like blah, 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 like he's like, oh, like you're feeding him a tidbit.
There's a good boy.
Payment for the career.
Does that help him heal him at all, or do I need to do a healing spell on him?
It doesn't like heal him, but like he looks like he's doing pretty good. You can throw a heal
Appreciates
spell
it.
on him.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll do a base one.
Yep.
So he's gonna get back. He gets back 10.
Nice. He burbles happily as he digests this stunned weasel. So he's stunned for like a minute, which basically means he's just going to get digested because that's
Good.
like 10 rounds.
I'm gonna wave goodbye to him as he wakes up.
He's going to take like 3d6 acid damage.
Around.
Oh no, sorry. 6d6 acid damage at the start of each of the cube's turns.
Ooh.
So yeah,
I
he's
don't.
That's
very
a lot.
rapidly going to be dissolved.
I had no idea that drawing and creating Old Lady Morgan would be so like healing, dude. Like
Awaken something within you.
Mhm.
it fully has like I don't know, like as an indigenous person, I definitely was like, I ain't making it past 35. I'm pretty fucking sure. I'm 35 now. Actually, I wasn't even thinking about that. But yeah,
Nice.
I was just like, I ain't gonna
You did it.
age. I'm gonna fucking die. There's like 5 billion things trying to kill me at this second. So like drawing old lady Morgan, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be old lady, you guys.
Make it.
I'm
Make it
gonna
there.
be an old lady. I'm gonna be a
Yeah.
saucy old lady for
Gotta be
sure.
an elder.
Yeah.
Be a saucy
Capital
elder.
E, elder.
Yeah. It's gonna be good.
Excellent. Give like skincare tips to the young.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
But like back in my day, we had leaded gas. Only when I was a child, but it still probably counted a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm gonna I think we're sufficient to get out of combat time. Tromlin, you realize that of course, you know, it's not gonna be too long before the Thieves Guild generally in like the warehouse and everything starts rallying to do something here. So you advise the gelatinous cube, which is very slow, to start getting its ass the hell out of there.
Yeah.
And it'll go happily
Start
burbling,
running, Jeremy.
waving its tentacle, and go burbling down the alleyway.
And I will check that scroll now.
And Fetid, you race across the yard and jump up on the fence to see the warlock Weaselkin kind of like limping and half crawling away, and just finish him off with another arrow. And you and Tromlin can quickly get back together and duck around the side of the building and out of sight. And Tromlin,
Yeah,
you can
finding each other is so easy with this app, you guys. I mean, this book, you guys.
So Tromlin, you pop open this scroll case. It's like slightly acid damage on the outside, but inside it's completely fine. And inside there is a scroll that has a seal on it that you recognize.
Oh.
I'm just trying to remember what these people were calling themselves. I forget, but it's the other Fey group that was fighting against the Raven cult.
Okay.
God, what was it? It was something about the dawn. I can't remember. If you remember way back, the Puckelzog, the servant of the merchant who was killed in your very first adventure, Puckelzog bore this seal.
Otto. Otto was the merchant. Otto Thriftwick.
Yeah, Otto
Yeah.
Thriftwick was the merchant.
Well, it's been ages since I heard that name.
Yep.
Otto
And when you
He's been
break
dead
open the
50
seal
years.
and open the scroll and have a look, it is addressed to you personally, Tromlin.
Child support.
Just your first name. Yeah, hope that one doesn't find you anytime soon.
Okay, all your kids are grown.
I think that Tromlin, anytime he learns he has a legitimate kid, he's like, "No, I'm in your life." That's
He was
it.
he was there for the
Yeah,
ones he knows
absolutely.
Gonna have
about
a
here.
very busy calendar for the next 18 years.
Absolutely.
Um,
Thankfully, it was fairy time and not real time, so no time passed here.
the note says, it actually isn't like written like a letter to you. It's addressed to you at the top, and there's like a line or two that says something along the lines of, Tromlin thought you would find this useful. And then it changes to a different ink, a different script, someone else writing. So this is clearly something that had been written previously that was a little note was thrown on top to address it to you. And underneath, it's written like a little mini dossier about Toad.
Ooh.
Yes. And it says, regarding the Raven cult warrior known as Toad. This individual is not what he seems. He is not a warrior monk. He is using the power of an amulet to channel the abilities of an ancestor.
Oh.
And then there's some notes. His ancestor's name is apparently Brother Buffolomew Toad II, who was a legendary monk warrior. And this amulet of ancestors' strength is allowing Toad to use those monk levels. If the amulet were to be destroyed, Toad would revert to his normal abilities. And then there's a few like other notes about Toad. He's a lesser noble from come on, brain. What's the name of the town that Thriftwick was from?
I can pull up a map.
Yeah, well, I was just going to pull one up because I got one handy.
Stormhill?
Stormhill. Yes. He was a minor noble of Stormhill, and a champion of the local quaggles, but given to frivolous crazes. And his latest craze was being a monk cult leader.
There it is.
And we've all been there,
because he found that amulet.
Ravenfall's over here.
Oh, did you pull up the map?
Yep. I pulled up. I really zoomed in.
Yep, that's the one that has Stormhill on it. So it's the right one to pull up.
Okay, what to know?
So the point being, destroying the amulet will pretty much undo Toad's like 10th level monkness.
Sounds
Destroying or
nice.
remove it. Did I remove
Note to
from it?
self: aim for the amulet next time.
And I can reveal that in the past 2 games, the last 2 polls
All right.
were about who was going to show up with useful information, and the chat chose the gelatinous cube.
Good job, chat.
And who the information was going to be about, and the chat chose Toad.
I was wondering because it was like we hadn't heard from the poll in a couple games. I was like, this is all gonna come at once, isn't it?
Yeah, consequences.
But speaking of which, I think it's about time for me to throw the new poll up.
Oh, I will get out of chat.
So why don't y'all step away from the chat for me?
Why don't you guys meet me in our secret Discord, and you can see old Morgan.
I want to see old Morgan. Oh, I love her. Oh, I love her so much.
yeah.
Oh, it's very good.
Really heavy on the eyeshadow. I love it.
I think you're gonna have to share that one with the group
Chain
here.
smoking and drinking martinis at a casino.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Like literally a blue hair. I love her.
Yep.
Yeah. So I need to figure out if I'm gonna like do like a full body.
Hell yeah.
Or like what kind of framing to put it in, because it's gotta have something.
Okay, the poll is live. So, my audience, as always, vote early, vote often. You can vote as many times as you like, because after your free vote, you can use channel points to vote extra times, and vote as much as you would like. So please do give me a selection. I would like to know which of these things is going to occur. Oh, I was looking down and I was like, 0? I have 0 channel points? How is that possible? No, I have 0 bits and 5,000 channel points.
That's a couple channel points.
Yep.
One.
I'm going to do my usual thing and drop a few of them on some votes here. Just so I can get rid
I
of
have
some of my
51,000 channel points. I'm covering the screen for myself.
That's okay.
Just so I can look at the points.
All right, keep them votes a-coming. As usual, the poll will run for 10 minutes. Probably about a little over 9 now. So keep them votes a-coming, chat. And I will check back in a couple minutes and see where we're at. Okay.
I don't know when this will be relevant in the timeline, but I remember in our parallel session last week, Pernie, I believe, if I remember right, and I have a terrible memory, but I believe Pernie sent a message telling them where the location of that hidden stuff that the corpse told us about, where the hidden location of that stuff was.
So that's about to happen. So
Okay.
the next thing that happens from Tromlin and Fedid's point of view, since you guys have found a place to hide and I've read the scroll, you're going to hear some massive claps of thunder from the
And
tower
some
above.
claps of cheeks.
Yuck, 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 yuck. And as you sort of like maneuver yourselves a little further away from the inn so that you can actually see the tower, you see flashes of lightning through the arrow slits of the tower. But while you're trying to consider how the heck could we get up there, clearly our friends are up there fighting the statues. You will then get the word over the Pernie net from Copernicus. Actually, no, the first thing you'll hear before you get the word over the Pernie net is you'll hear a howl of dismay from the tower that you recognize of "Curse you, Copernicus!"
Right, I forgot about that.
Oh, poor guy.
MVP.
I'd feel bad for him if he wasn't an evil demon.
Mm-hmm.
And this is about the point, Copernicus, when you guys have dimension doored over to the nearby rooftop. So we're out of combat, and what you guys were doing, so just so that everyone's sort of on the same timeline. So as Tromlin and Fedid are sort of going, okay, what do we do? How do we contact these guys? Maybe try to reach out in the Pernie net, like just kind of like, hello, hello.
What's going on?
This is the point at which you guys have done the speak with dead on the one guard who you tagged
out
along
some
on your teleport
Very good info.
and got some information from him. So as that questioning is happening, Copernicus, you can feel the pull on the Pernie net that Tromlin is trying to reach you. And we can just drop into roleplay time and do it that way. Sound good?
Hello, this is Copernicus Sunshine speaking. Who am I speaking to? Ahoy,
Grandpa.
oh,
Who else?
Tromlin. You know, I'm in the habit of answering messages a certain way. Did you and Fedid made it out all right?
We need to get out of here pretty fast, but just FYI, if you see Toad again, destroy his amulet needs to be destroyed and it'll take away his power.
Oh, okay. That's good insider information. I think this is open channel, so everyone's hearing all this.
Okay.
Two of the weak people are dead, one is gone.
Excuse me.
Good to know. We got a lead that I can't remember where it was, but I described the hiding place where in that area you can find I think it was a brace of throwing knives and some poison.
It was like the good shit that the thieves have stashed.
Yeah, it was like where they thought we basically interrogated a dead thief and found out the location of some good shit. So if you're able to, if convenient, swing by and pick up some throwing knives and poison, and if inconvenient, we should probably rendezvous and figure out our next target.
I will
up in
make
the
a way.
tower. It was
Right.
up in the tower.
Oh, okay.
We're now
Yeah.
out of the tower.
Yeah, and the tower is probably going to be swarming with security soon, so maybe
Maybe
we
it won't
can
be
do it
there.
that way. Yeah.
Where are we meeting at?
Well, 1 second. I'm going to pull up my notes about another tower that it might be good for us to hit.
Right. Hit as
So
many of them as we can.
Guzman's tower, we found out is one of the locations of another one of the rituals And we don't think that he knows about it. He's a private citizen wizard, and we think that if we told him about it the right way, he might deal with it on his own. So we thought we might try that as our next stop. We could meet somewhere in the area and go from there.
Sounds
Isn't
good.
there a secret tunnel in that one?
I forgot to write down the notes about that.
Tunnel.
I believe there was a secret tunnel under that one.
Well, no, you were it happens to be one where the Quaggle tunnels lead to.
Oh, right. Right.
Because what you had determined from the dead guy was that the weasels had basically snuck into the tower and set up the stone there without the wizard knowing about it. And that's
why you
how
gotta
they
have
got
a
in.
Security system.
That's
Yeah.
how they got in, was by using the Quaggle tunnels. Which implies that the Quaggle tunnels can still be used to get in there.
I say we rendezvous near the tower and decide if we want to do this one by stealth or by diplomacy. I could.
It'd probably be easier for us to come to you. Wouldn't it?
I forget how the city layout works for this one.
So Guzman's Tower is at the south. So you'll remember that the stones were set up in effectively a pentacle around the city, but the city is much bigger, and so one of the points of the pentacle is in one of the outer watchtowers in the north, and that's the one that you guys took out first. The second and third points in the pentacle are also in the outer wall guard towers, so you expect those towers to also have like garrisons.
Yeah.
But the southernmost and the westernmost were within the city walls, like within the city itself. One of those is the Thieves Guild warehouse that you just took out. The other is Guzman's Tower, towards the south of the city. And the center of the pentacle is centered around the citadel, right? Where Nightshade was laid low. So there are only 3 stones left. You've destroyed 2 of them now. One is in Guzman's Tower. The other 2 are in guard towers on the eastern curtain wall.
Okay. Then yeah, I think if there's an easy rendezvous point on the way, I think we can rendezvous there. And if there isn't, then I think meeting near the tower is probably fine.
Yeah, you all head towards the tower and are trying desperately to think of a good rendezvous point that wouldn't be somewhere that would be because of course, as you know, as you're sneaking through the city, there's guards everywhere. It's still, very much under the control of the Langarians, and
They're looking for
thereby
us
the Raven cult.
specifically.
They're looking for you specifically, and you just wish there was somewhere kind of out of the way where you could just sit and relax for a bit. And the next thing you know, there's like a thoom out of the mist, and suddenly there's a Waffle House
Oh, hey. Good old Baba Yagas.
on giant chicken legs, and you all just happen to come out of the mists and meet at the same time as the Waffle House settles itself down and temporarily becomes at this location.
Hey,
Ugna doesn't even wait. She just goes, waffles, and then is like heading through the front door.
this is the Waffle House from another city, right? Like it came a long way to be here.
Yeah,
Okay.
last time you saw it was in Dwimmerdale.
Yeah. Love it.
It's Baba Yaga's Waffle Hut is what it's actually called.
Yeah. Well,
Actually, it wasn't Baba Yaga. It was Bubba Yaga. Bubba Yaga's
Yaga.
Waffle Hut.
Yeah. Well, if there's a place to plan a heist, to plan a good job with dirty people, it's in a greasy spoon.
Yep.
Who's for waffles?
Oh, you're
I think
muted.
you're muted.
You're muted, Raven.
I was coughing earlier. I definitely want some chicken waffles. For sure.
I see that the
Yes.
poll has ended when I wasn't looking, so thank you
Safe to go
for
back.
your votes. Thank you for your votes, and it is now safe. It is now safe for folks to jump back in the chat.
Nice.
while we're leaving from the me being able to speak to the dead, I say a tearful goodbye to old lady Morgan and anime girl Morgan.
Yes.
And we hug, and then
We
they
love
kind of
them
like
both.
dissipate into flower petals that just like float off in the wind.
Your mirror images finally end.
Love
You are
it.
the full trinity of Mother, Maiden, Crone.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd forgotten there was how many different you had mirror image going.
There was 4 of
Oh,
them.
I have the list here.
Yeah.
The mysterious one was the next corpse you see you get speak with dead on.
Right. Which we did.
My first was See Invisible. My next one was Magic Shield. The next one was a choice between polymorphing or teleport into a sheep or teleporting 5 feet for 1 minute
Like
every turn.
every turn. And
I decided to do the polymorph because I wouldn't
but you made your
be
save,
upset, but I made my save. The other one was either pink hair or a secret thing. I chose secret thing and let the chat choose. And then the other one was either a trail of flowers, very on point, or hella lightning damage, which obviously I was choosing that one. The next one was Tangled or Entangled, but it was be centered on me, and I also hit Ugna, and then we got stuck. Ugna saved me.
There was also a cloud of butterflies, as I recall.
Yeah,
that might have been early on.
Yeah.
And the mirror image.
Yeah. And the rogue, the unknown rogue that we spoke to, was the mysterious role that ended up being Speak with Dead. And we didn't get his name, but we asked him what his opinions or desires were before he died fully.
I think you do a giant emote.
Ooh.
So good.
Someone did a giant-sized emote, and I'm very curious.
I love it.
Is that something you can just do with channel points?
Cute. But yeah, his last words were "fuck you, I'm out."
Yeah.
So that's gonna be
We
one
didn't
of our
get his
quotes.
name, but we did tell him. He did.
I think it's kind of cool that it's unknown rogue. I mean,
Yeah. Tomb of the
that's the
Unknown Rogue.
reward for 10,000 bits.
Fuck you, I'm out.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Big gobble. That's a bits reward. Neat. Cool.
I like how the cumulative effect of your like wild magic storm was like you just turned every filter on Snapchat at the same time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was very good. Okay, so you guys have all arrived at Bubba Yaga's Waffle Hut. As usual, there's like nobody inside except for the single cook behind the counter, who is a night hag in an apron and a little paper hat. And I guess we'll say at this point there's a pair of shadows in a booth at one end, just sort of like slowly nursing their coffee and hash browns.
Like you do.
Yes, MLIS Revenge. The any bits spent on the channel do credit Alina.
Yeah, but I'd have to add them to the inspo counter manually, which I believe would roll us over a couple of times if that is what is happening.
No, that was just a gigantifying an existing one, I think. So it was 30 bits. I don't know if that was a purchased. If that was a purchased. Anyway, we'll take your word for it. Just let us know how many bits you spent, and then we can manually put them on the counter.
I'm drawing old lady Morgan at the bar of the Waffle House.
Amazing.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Love it.
I was like, she shouldn't just be like a floating head. I want to do like a full thing.
Yeah, that's a very good scene for her.
So yeah, Ugna's already in the bar, like waiting for a table, being like, yeah. Waffles. Waffles.
I think Pernie's gonna, even though he doesn't eat or drink, I think he still has like hardwired into him the old person move of like
Yeah,
order one coffee and sit with it for 8 hours.
and he gets the senior citizen discount too.
That's
Oh
true.
yeah,
Well, and he never drinks it, so
No.
yeah.
The refills don't really matter.
Summoning tiny demons to keep it warm.
Yeah.
nice. I don't know if you saw that in the chat, Alina. Oh, you did.
Yep,
You already
I'm
upped.
already doing it.
And I guess I'll remind the audience as well that if you cheer for our heroes, eventually the counter will roll over and they'll get some more inspirations.
We
Just
promise
you
to
know.
misuse them.
Oh,
Absolutely.
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 Okay, so you are at the Waffle Hut.
As soon as
And-
Fetid and Tromlin join us, I'm like, oh, hey, are you guys okay? You guys made it all right?
Yep, just did a few extra murders while we were there.
Oh, okay.
Met your biggest fan again,
Oh, which one?
the big slimy cube boy.
Oh, I love that guy. He's great.
Yeah, he brought me a scroll that told us some stuff about Toad. I do share the scroll with the party, and I explained to make sure everyone knows. Like, so yeah, apparently Toad is using an amulet that gives him abilities of an ancestor. If you destroy the amulet, it takes away that power. And your number one fan even helped in combat.
Oh, that's nice. I always knew Toad was probably a chump under all of that.
Mm-hmm.
You were not
Hate
wrong.
that guy.
Well, I think we will need to, even if we don't cross him or cross his path as we take out the remaining ritual sites, we'll need to make sure that he's removed from power before we leave the city.
Mhm.
I'm sure he'll show up somewhere and we'll have to kick his ass.
Oh, can I do a heist scene thing where I set up a map of the city with like sugar shakers and salt shakers and ketchup bottles?
Yes.
All right, so this is the city. This is the ritual site, the Thieves Guild, which we've taken out, and I like knock it over. And over here we have Guzman's Tower, which, according to the dead guard we interrogated, is the most vulnerable of the remaining sites. Now,
Ask questions of.
ask questions of. That's true. I don't think he was in a position to say no, but also, yes, we did just ask questions.
Also, at this point, an absolutely alarming tower of pancakes arrives for Uga. Like, bigger than the weight.
Okay,
he's
that's the
carrying.
Citadel.
Copernicus shoves it into the middle of the table.
Yeah, and Uga's face just drops.
But I'm eating those.
Yeah.
Pull it off the top, roll
Um,
it up, and start eating it.
Yeah. So if my calculations are correct, we don't need to destroy all 5 ritual sites to undo the ritual. We may be able to destabilize it enough to take it out. I would like the chance to do a bit more study and math on the ritual before we take out the one at Guzman's Tower, because I'm worried that they will start to defend their positions harder and harder the fewer positions there are left. So my thinking is, we try to sweet talk Guzman, get access to it to study it first, and then have him on standby to take that out if we need to also go take out another location, so we can hit them at the same time. And that the last one should be a write-off at that point. The whole thing should collapse. That's what I'm thinking, but
Sounds
you know,
good to me.
Yeah, seems reasonable.
I seem to have defaulted into heist planning mode because I'm wearing suspenders and I'm very excited about doing this in a diner.
So we're gonna talk to this Guzman guy, or we're just gonna go into his tower and start kicking statue ass?
If they didn't tell him they were doing it, it tells me that they knew he would have said no, which means I think he could be a valuable ally. I'm not sure, but that makes me think it could be worth attempting.
Oh, yeah.
Worth a shot. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
So I might be able to speak to him in the as a fellow arcanist, but I don't get along very well with others, and I don't always explain myself very well. So I think we'll need our party faces to take on the sweet talking role in this job.
And asses.
And asses.
And then if anything goes wrong and he starts throwing spells or something, we can just bonk him on the head and tie him up and deal with the statues.
Tomlin, we're so perfect together. Like,
Yeah.
the pansexual, bisexual dream. Like, who would say no to us?
Wait,
Nobody.
I thought we were both pansexual.
That's what I
Yeah, when
mean.
you're into satyrs?
Most people are.
I mean, probably not each other though. That'd be weird.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we got this.
I think so too. Do we have
Should
any
we-
intel on Guzman? Do any of us know anything about him?
Could I roll a socialized roll of some kind?
Yeah, you've been around locally long enough. Just
Hear the
you can
goss.
make me.
I got my.
It'd
My
probably be
dice.
I'll let you make. I know you're not proficient in history, but I'm going to let you roll history with your charisma bonus. So you're just rolling a +5.
Oh, that's a 21. 16 on the dice.
Okay.
Nice.
So you have heard of Guzman?
Mm-hmm.
He's not like, associated at all with your cult and your friends,
Mm-hmm.
but he's relatively well known in the city, so you know of him. He is a crotchety old Tortle Wizard who has a tower at the south part of the city, and people largely give it a wide berth and leave him alone.
How he
And
likes it?
you know that he supplies several of the local talismongers and sells various trinkets in the market, but not like personally. And he doesn't really socialize, and that's about all you know about him.
Okay. um. Doesn't seem to really fuck as far as I'm aware. So that might not be the best thing. I mean, it could mean that he's like all repressed and shit, so it might be a lot easier to get in through charm. I'm wondering though. We need to get in to speak with them, which could be difficult if the streets are all being monitored.
We should be able to enter via the underground tunnel network if we need to get in there real sneaky. But he might be a bit jumpy at finding that his space has been invaded.
I want to start off on a good foot. Perhaps me and Tromlin could go up to the just approach from the door, and you guys would be either nearby or at the secret entrance.
Yeah, you
and
guys are good at
then
disguises and stuff, so you could be disguised and go on the street.
Yeah, we could go via the main entrance, maybe.
And the rest
I'm
of
not
us can
sure
be
exactly
sneaky.
how monitored. Yeah, and then once we kind of gain favor, we can get the rest of you in.
The other thing, if we want to do it heist movie way, and I don't think this is a good idea, but I have to pitch it or this intrusive thought will not leave my head.
Absolutely.
So you guys, I don't know how to explain this in Voices Pernie because it requires talking about it in heist movie language from the third person outside the narrative here, but you two go in being like security specialists, being like, I think we can prove that you've already had a breach. We do the breach as like people on the inside, but to like prove that you and your team could have done it, to teach them how to improve his security, and that's when we reveal that like, hey, we think the Thieves Guild has already planted stuff deep in your tower. But the reason of this is that you have to pull up in a van wearing like the like, oh, I'm like a security technician overalls, because someone has to do that at some point during the heist.
Well,
I like the idea.
A
I
red
don't
shirt,
like.
the other one has a green shirt, and you both got fake mustaches.
Yeah.
Okay, the problem is, if we do both prongs, the socializing is working. We gain their trust. We immediately lose it because they're already being broken into, and they're like, "Well, weren't you the guys that were already here doing this thing?" You know?
Yeah.
I mean, not
no one ever thinks of that during a heist movie,
Yeah.
but that does in real life sound like a...
Yeah.
All right. Well, then we'll stick with your original plan. That sounds wonderful.
Okay. Could we recap exactly what we know about the? So,
What, the
4
other
or is it
tower?
5 statues?
5 statues.
Magical gem. Specifically, it's the Thieves Guild and the Ravens cult that have placed them there. It's about all we need to tell them, really. And then we'll be
Also, like, if you
do you
hit
wanna
the
go look?
stone, it hurts you real bad. So don't just like hit it with magic, because it eats the magic.
Mm.
I read an ancient poem once.
Oh no! I go in there as a strippergram. Obviously, I go in there as a strippergram, and then once we're in Tromlin being the music for it, then
There's
I tell
got to
them.
be some sort of satyr-owned strippogram service.
Absolutely. I mean, I used to do it, but like, it's not really worth the gold for me anymore. It's low ball. So.
What were you going to say, Peter?
I was gonna say Saturday Night Fever or something like that for the
No.
Excellent.
the company.
Yeah.
I once read an ancient poem about a turtle named Yordle who built a great tall tower that was too tall. If there's anything I know about turtles, and this is racism based on an ancient poem, he probably wants his tower to be even taller. I believe that he will have the gratitude of the Countess Nightshade should we be able to return the power to her control, and that she'd be more than happy to grant him further clearance to further build his giant wizard's tower. So if we need to sweeten the pot, I think offering some pull with the late Countess Nightshade would perhaps help.
Yeah.
Okay.
In case he's only into magic and not like real fucking.
What?
Some people don't like it.
I'm just trying to think of the various magical abilities that let people see through disguises or be aware of how. Yeah, I was like, it would be nice if we could have one more person just to be safe, but I think Tromlin and I can handle it. Let's see, if we get stunned, that would suck. But I can dimension door the fuck out of there, so I think we're good. I think
Yeah, you're really
Tromlin
sneaky.
being.
What if you go with them and just don't be seen?
I will point out that you can't dimension door out of anywhere right now because you are almost completely out of spell slots.
Yeah.
We could do this tomorrow also, Isley. It would not be a bad idea to take a long rest. I will quickly draw a schematic of the city with like a few of the basic ritual details so that he'll see the math checks out on his location being the 5th point. That'll help with your guys' introduction, I think.
Okay. Okay. Do we want to wait for tomorrow, or do we just want to do it now? Because I kind of just want to keep going. There's people that could be
I
in
think maybe
trouble.
we should just go now.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we'll want to
I'm
rest
okay with
before we go
that,
and
yeah.
fight like the big guard towers, but
Mhm,
this one
mhm.
maybe not fighting.
True. Okay, why don't we go?
All right, give me
Okay.
1 minute though, and then I eat the rest of my pancakes.
You just do the
So many
Bugs Bunny
pancakes.
cartoon, one fork through the whole
Yes.
stack, and then
Yes,
Yep. Excellent.
they're drowning in maple syrup.
So I am presuming that you guys are going to do another pass without trace and make your way.
Yeah.
How
Fetid
far is
still
the secret
has-
entrance from the front where we're going to approach as a normal guest?
Oh, this is actually Fetid is out of level 2 spell slots for
Am I?
pass without trace,
Okay,
but
then.
I do believe Tromlin can cast pass without trace. Now, yeah, as a 2nd level, and you haven't used very many spells.
I'm not.
Just reminding you guys on the way to the Thieves Guild, Fetid used a pass without trace, and then
Yeah, I remember
a
that
beast
one.
senses to case the place, and then a web spell in the kitchen, which is why you're out. Although I guess, sorry, you should have one left because your web spell can be cast once for free from your. Or wait, is that one that you can cast for free from your?
Can
Not that I'm
I
aware of, but it's
No, it's
possible
just a
I'm
normal
missing
spell.
it. Yeah.
It's just a normal spell. I thought
can I
you boom
sorcery
the
spell into having a dimension door? Or
sorcery points. I think because you refreshed your sorcery points, I think you have enough left. Yes, to do
Okay, I'll do that.
odd dimension door. Okay, so Tromlin is going to use a pass without trace so you guys can stealth your way through the city streets again and make your way up to Guzman's tower. And then what's your plan? You're just going to kind of go up to the front door and knock, or are you going to try and
we're
sneak
going
in?
to disguise me as a strippergram. I'm going to use a prestidigitation to make myself a black ram. And kind of
I think that's not
stripper
doable with
coat.
prestidigitation. That would be
Can you
disguise
change your
self.
color? Oh wait, I think I have that.
You do not have disguise
Oh, I don't.
self.
Okay.
But
I have one.
oh yes, you do. Never
Yeah.
mind. You do. You do have disguise self. You can cast it once per day for free. In fact, and also Tromlin has actual disguise kit and can physically disguise you.
I was just gonna do lingerie and big fluffy coat.
So are you both going? Is it both Tromlin and?
Yeah. Tromlin as my musician, me as strippergram.
And then the rest of us are taking the Quaggle tunnels to the tower. So nearby?
I was trying to ask how far the secret entrance is to from the front door. Do we know? Do we have an idea?
All you know from the corpse is that there is a secret way in. You don't know anything more about it.
We want to try that first, or
Yeah, maybe Fetid can. Maybe we can split off. Fetid can lead us in tracking down the entrance while you guys are starting the conversation.
That's true.
okay,
That is the thing.
let's do
Okay.
that.
In which case, Fetid, you have your feat or your background that allows you to use Quaggle tunnels to get in secret ways and so forth.
Mhm.
So what you need to do is start looking for secret doors. So you're going through the Quaggle tunnels. So make me a perception or investigation, whichever is better.
Perception is slightly better, so let's do that.
Can I help using investigation or?
Well, that is a dirty 20, so
Hey, never
I
mind.
think it's pretty good.
Unnecessary.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
excellent. Okay, so you guys are searching in the sewers to find this alleged secret entrance, and as you're doing so, and that's Fetid, Ugna, and Copernicus, while Tromlin and Morgan are disguising themselves as a strippogram team and going up to the front door. The door of this tower is all painted black, and there's a door of ebon wood with just a big iron knocker in the middle of it. And when you knock it, it makes like a magically amplified, like thoom, thoom, thoom that echoes through the building.
Yeah. Can I roll my performance for just being hot?
Yeah, like why don't you and
Roll
Tromlin
for
both roll me
hotness.
performance to see like how good your disguises are.
Do I get a bonus for my disguise kit?
You can roll deception instead of performance. That's what I would.
Oh, he's a wizard, so you got to do sexy librarian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're like my beefcake. This was like a very specific ad that went out. Must know how to play the looter liar. Must know these 2 or 3 bangers that are current club hits. And must also be the beefcake in case anything goes wrong on this job.
Well, I got a 26 on my deception.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Nice.
I got a 28.
Yeah,
Also,
nice
damn.
Yeah.
on the performance. All
No,
right,
no, no,
these
no,
are
no.
some
No, that's not right. 15 plus 8.
23.
23. Okay.
So 23 and 26, pretty damn good rolls. So you hit this knocker, makes this echoing noise, and then you prepare yourselves to, so when the door opens, you go like da 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 da, and start your bit.
That's a big knocker.
Instead of the door opening, though, a hitherto invisible little mini portal in the door slams open,
Wizards.
and you see a well-lined tortoise face with a little pair of pince-nez glasses perched on the little snout, and squinting eyes looking down through it. And the voice comes down and says, What is it? What do you want?
Sweetie, we're here to deliver you a wonderful experience.
What did you
I've
say?
act-
Speak up.
I've actually
You're not
been
young
sent
anymore.
here to make you feel young, baby. You've been given a wonderful experience by a anonymous gifter. I'm here to give you a strippergram.
Is it Gladys? Did Gladys send you?
You can call me by any name you want, sweetheart.
It sounds like something Gladys would do.
Is Gladys spicy and have good taste?
No.
He goes,
I'm going to cue Tromlin to start like a little bit of
Start the
like a
music?
jazzy music, and I'll just give a little shimmy. Like, come on, sweetie, it's so cold out here.
he's look, honey, I don't know who sent you, but you're barking into the wrong tower here.
Sweetie, I understand, but unless I'm able to properly invoice that I've completed my performance, I do not get paid. So whether you want to watch or not is up to you, but I need to complete this contract, okay?
So meanwhile, Fetid and Copernicus, you have very much discovered the a secret passage in the Quaggle tunnels underneath this place.
Nice.
You find a brick that allows a section of the wall to be pulled back, and behind it there is a very, very simple stone stairwell going straight up in a spiral.
Can I potentially retcon something? This is very important to me, Lane. I would consider spending a hero point on this.
Oh wow!
Can I modify my Tome of Shadows enchantment so that any of us can activate Pernie Net by touching our ear? And anything we say while we're doing comms, for some reason, even if we say it in like a room where other people could obviously hear us at speaking tone, it's still like private to the camera and to the people as part of our party. I will spend a hero point on this.
And
This
it
is so
sounds like a
manic.
crappy walkie-talkie.
Yes. Yeah.
Amazing. Over.
I will accept that.
Yay! Best hero
Hero
point I've ever
point.
spent.
So good.
Also, there's some Mission Impossible music plays at the beginning as the secret door opens.
Yeah, and I would like it just for the chat to imagine as all this is happening that sometimes it's split screens and like we're walking through the tunnels, but there's no dialogue on our side, while the dialogue's on their side, and the music's playing over both
Yes.
screens. Yeah. Split screen
Yeah.
action, please.
Perfection.
Is this the place?
Perfection.
I was gonna say something. If I forget, I will ask the tortoise or the turtle. Would you rather I did the dancing?
Oh yeah.
Fair question.
Um. Uh. he'll look over his glasses at you and say, listen, sweet cakes, from the both of you. I've been doing my magical research up in here for nigh on 200 years. I'm out of practice. These bones don't roll, you know what I mean.
Oh,
The
honey, we'll do
question-
all the work. Don't you worry. They paid us extra. Or they will once we get that invoice sorted.
So wait, he's an academic, I assume?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a wizard of some sort, according to what people have told you.
Tell you what, since we were sent over here to make your night special, how about we actually make sure you eat some food? I'm married to an academic. I know how this shit
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah. That sounds familiar. Do you want to complain about some coworkers?
Listen,
Would
you could have a
that help?
striptease, or you could have a hot meal that you don't have to cook or clean up after.
Do you
Talk
want
about budget problems?
Do you want to tell us how administration never listened to you and you got denied tenure again?
Got any students you need to complain about?
You want us to proofread your grant?
Oh my
Is
god.
there,
You can
is there
see his
someone-
erection growing through the door.
Is there another magician or another mage you just hate and would love to tell off?
Confidentiality. Guaranteed.
Make me maybe a persuasion roll, Trauma.
I might spruce this.
Could I do
have
the
zero
help?
points?
Actually, you know what? First of all, make me a history check. And I'm gonna give you
That's not my best.
I'll do guidance the first one,
okay.
and
You
then
get the
I'll help
guidance on that.
action. I'll help
So
action
what-
the actual persuasion.
What does guidance give me?
An extra D4 on the roll.
Okay.
So I'm going to let you roll this with your wisdom bonus instead of intelligence. So add
Okay.
3 to the more to your history roll. So it's a +4. And then add a D4 for the guidance.
And you guys have
Okay.
my next work in progress screenshot is in the chat.
Who is
Or
trying
in
to
the
sleep
general.
on my head and is making little chirps to himself.
Well, I currently have a 17 plus
Take
whatever.
a picture, honey. It'll last longer.
So roll a D4 and add it to your 17.
Oh, okay. Oh shit! That's 21.
Nice. You, as you're sort of like trying to like go in this different direction, you realize that an obvious like you know some wizards to be complaining about. So you drop Dangalf's name. And then go ahead and make me the persuasion roll.
That one's with the help. So advantage,
with an
right?
assist. So roll it with advantage.
Cool. And it's +10 for me anyway, so. My first one, it would be an 18. My second one, please better than an 18. Oh, hey, that's 29.
Yeah, 29 will do it. Yeah, you like change tactics and start talking about like academia complaints and like, you know, how about that Dangalf landing himself that juicy post in Mud Hollow right near the Wizard's Tower.
Yeah, he only got that because of who his dad is.
And
Ordo Arcana, more like Ordo
not even a real
Nepotism.
color.
Freaking wizards.
Ooh, order nepotism. That's hard hitting.
And then you like rack your brains for like the names of some of the other famous wizards.
Oh, dunk on Sir Godfrey, because he's a trinket merchant and also a wizard.
That's
No, he
true.
hates Sir Godfrey.
I'm pretty sure we can message Peter Peter directly.
There's nothing worse than a good academic who goes into the private sector just to make money.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I will mention some stuff for you.
Peepa, come in. We need to shit talk some academics, please. Some
who we
magic using
got?
academics. We need to shit talk them.
All right, I'm gonna start reciting everyone that I'm aware of in the Ordo Arcanum, and definitely I will mention Sir Godfrey, who we love, but we have reason to suspect this guy doesn't.
Well, Sir Godfrey's not really a wizard, right? He's an alchemist.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just pulling up.
He's not a real wizard. He just went to trade school.
Ooh! I didn't even go to trade school.
Ooh.
I dropped out.
One of those community college wizards.
No.
Are community college wizards higher on the ranking than sorcerers, wild magic sorcerers, I wonder?
Well, sorcerers, they don't even train, right? They just like have magic because of their blood. They cheat.
Hey, I train. I go, wouldn't it be kind of funny if why don't we try a little?
Yeah. What if the performance he wants is like roast comedy about his colleagues?
Amazing.
I've been paying off my student loans for 400 years. Here comes Joe Biden forgiving them.
No!
So you are in fact familiar with the Ordo Arcanum, and maybe mention Anathemus the Black, who you've heard about in recent memory, but you're also familiar with some of the others. Why don't you make me a history check? This is kind of your thing. This is going to be a harder history check to know all their names, but
Okay.
You're very plugged into that world, Copernicus, and you have a really good history.
24.
24?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. So the extent to which you know of their inner workings and rivalries and stuff is maybe not what it could be, but you know their names. You know the major seven, and then there are quite a few lesser ones like Dangalf.
The major seven?
The seven
Roy
prime wizards of the Ordo Arcanum are Astarion the White, Aurelia the Gold, Anathemus the Black, who you've heard of before, Incarnadine the Red,
and the Green Power Ranger,
Azuria the Blue, Verdun the Green, and Amrinthia the Violet.
Them Roy G. Biv wizards.
I felt so much in my sorcerer body. All of that information just going through me like a gelatinous cube and coming out on the other side.
Yeah.
That's the real secret to surviving the gelatinous cube. Just hit it hard enough that you go right through. And you have met Verdun the Green
We met the two
in your
Dans.
travel.
Verdun and Dan.
Yeah, Verdun and Dankoff.
And you have also heard a lot about you've heard about a fair bit about Amrinthia the Violet, because she was very active in the east, in the deserts, and of course Anathemus the Black you've heard of in somewhat recent memory.
All right. Well, I'll use what I know about Verdun to improvise a little bit of a diss track here.
Of
just a
gossip.
little light roast comedy. Yeah. Yeah. It's he's been casting magic for nigh on 5 decades, and he's still Verdun the Green because he hasn't figured out how to make cantrips work.
Hey.
Perfect.
Nice.
Why do they call
I will-
Gandalf the Dun? It's because everyone's done with that guy, am I right?
Hey.
Oh, you're also aware that Incarnadine the Red is the court wizard in Karsh.
Ooh.
Court wizard to the king.
Can I utilize my empathy ability while we're in social combat?
What are you looking for specifically? So you're talking about your deep insight.
Mm-hmm. Just
Do you
to
have
see
anything
what will
specific?
work. What I'm looking for is like what names he reacts well to, what vibe he reacts well to, so we can push further in that social direction.
Got it. Give me a roll.
Okay.
So that's your insight versus deception. I'll roll for him.
It's a 10 on the dice. A plus 9, 19.
I have a 14 on the die, but I don't think he's going to have a +5 deception. He's definitely not got a good charisma, this guy. So I'm going to say you succeed. He reacts pretty well to like the politics, like talking about Dangalf and his cushy position at his school in Mud Hollow, and Incarnadine being the court wizard to the king, when he's got like no political power. He's a wizard in Ravenfall, and like, you know, Nightshade ain't about to be like, oh yes, come advise me on magic, some fucking wizard.
He's still in
And-
LTA.
Yeah, and he doesn't even have like a color.
Yep.
Like, he's like, I mean, he probably really doesn't like Verdun the Green. I'm gonna say, because he's like,
It's not easy being green.
he's not even green.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not easy being green, and I gotta be green and blend in with so many other things, right? Because he's a turtle.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, if any Guzman the Green, it's right there. It's
Yeah.
right there, and there's this Verdun, who's like an elf. Oh, he's
Not
green
even a
because
wood elf.
plants.
Not even a wood elf.
Question: do I know what Verdun looks like?
No, but Copernicus does, and can tell you over the net, because Copernicus has met Verdun the Green.
He's an
Verdun the
elf and he's
Green-
not even green.
Can I want to contort into an unflattering caricature of Verdun. Like, do some pantomime fop comedy.
Nice.
Yes. Yes, you immediately run with this and start using your disguised self to do, like, to turn this, instead of like a sex dance, now it's almost like a Punch and Judy thing,
Yeah.
where you're mocking.
Hey, they
Morgan-
called them the Major 7 because they couldn't get high enough grades to be called the Honors 7.
Morgan will upkeep the guidance whenever she can. It's a turn or whatever. And her like assist or help action will be yes anding, yes manning Tromlin's
Perfect.
bit. So it'd be like
give me,
laughing really good, you know.
give me a performance. This is a
Okay.
performance check for sure. Who's going to make the performance roll? The other person can be assisting and give advantage.
My performance is a +7.
Mine is plus 8. So
Go
I
for
think
it.
it's
Doesn't
better.
really matter.
Yeah, I think
But it
it's
makes
better
more
if you do
sense
it.
for Tromlin to make the roll because he's the one sort of came up with it. So Tromlin, roll performance with advantage and with the extra D4 from guidance.
Okay, hold on.
I'm over here being
Let
Andy
me-
Richter. Andy with an I. That's her strippergram name, Andy.
Andy.
Andy 20.
Okay, well, I'm not
Hey,
using
Andy
the second
Richter.
one, but that was a woman. So I need to roll my D4, don't I?
Yep.
That'd be a 28.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, you immediately gain, like, you know, before he was like, any moment he's going to slam the thing shut because he's like, get out of here. But now you've got his attention. Now you've turned this into a personalized comedy routine, mocking mocking court wizards. And he's like clapping along. Yeah, you can see he has a cane because he raises it up and like gives you a
Finally,
ovation
someone
with
with
it.
the
Yeah.
courage to say it.
Oh.
Am I getting an ACAB vibe?
All court wizards
Not-
are bastards.
All casters are bastards.
more jealousy vibe, more like
Okay. Well, I was just trying to think
I
how
could have
to put the
been-
pressure on him getting us inside. If it would make sense to be like, oh, the knights are
Oh, it's-
patrolling again.
yeah. If you want him to like throw open the door and
Yeah.
so you can continue the performance. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can easily manipulate to that point.
I'll be laughing and go, oh, I just got the shivers. It's so cold out here.
I will summon my monkey and put a little crown on him, and act like a foppish court wizard.
Have the monkey be the king.
Yes.
Amazing.
Nice.
Just start calling him Lord Strack.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Yeah, he'll invite you in to continue the performance.
I'm wearing some platform hooves, by the way. So I'm
To be
like
taller.
4
Not
inches
super small.
taller. So I'm basically my original fucking height. I'm close to 5'10".
Friggin' wild magic.
So he closes the little portal, which vanishes entirely as though there was no seam, and then the huge giant ebon door swings inwards on its own, and you see him tottering away, and you now realize that he's like maybe 3.5 feet tall, in like a robe that's too big for him, and it's just dragging on the floor behind him as he like totters along quite slowly. He moves
I'll
like
do
a
a nice
little
little
slow.
reveal, even though I'm not the main show, apparently. And drop my oversized coat onto like my little elbows, so my bare shoulders and like bikini top will show more.
This almost feels like the time like Trumman kind of blocked you from that one.
It's okay. I know that the patriarchy is alive and well. You don't have to remind me.
I can just imagine this guy like he was in a chair reading a book, and he had been for like a month.
And
He
then
is in
there's
fact-
two satyrs.
Telemarketers, I don't want it. I don't want it. And then you start like ragging on his competitors, and he's like, "This is a good
We're
TV
closed.
show. I'd
You
watch
I
this."
actually, I used to do door-to-door sales. I was a little teenage indigenous young woman, like doing door-to-door canvassing in Burnaby and Terrace by myself. 17 years old,
Yeah.
going, "Hey, would you let me in your house and I could sell you children?"
Mm.
It was Plan Canada and World Vision. Scam, guys. It's all a scam. Don't do it. You can get paid $40 an hour selling children, and that's legal.
That's
Wow.
weird.
Mhm.
That's not good.
That was back in the day too, probably more.
So the center of this this tower, this is basically just one huge hall, with an arched ceiling. It's lined with bookshelves, but impossibly those bookshelves curve up to the arched ceilings and the books don't fall out. And the center of the room is a big rounded fireplace, like a circular fireplace with a chimney that goes up through the center of the ceiling. And he goes and flops himself down in a big armchair with a huge cloud of dust. You can see like recently broken cobwebs that may have been attached to him as he was sitting there and reading his books. And he snaps his fingers, and a table just kind of floats in from the side of the room, and like some teapot and cups and saucers and things all descend on it, and a space clears itself for you to continue your performance. There's a lot of dust on everything here. And he
Morgan
claps his hands. More.
Morgan prestidigitations her way through. I don't think she cannot. So like her path is clean, and it's probably just like her doing like a sultry walk, and then
Think
also
she's
just being
cleaning
like,
themselves.
like
Oh, yeah, there are
I
like
need, yeah.
various rats skittering around at the edges of the firelight.
Great. The show must go on. Um,
Hey.
Morgan does want to actually do the bits,
too silly.
and not go straight into business.
You're so
I'm gonna jump to the
Um,
other group though.
Okay, yeah.
Because while you guys are setting this up and getting inside and starting your your diss track,
We're in.
Doing
Peepaw,
your-
we are in.
Excellent. We're coming up the rear.
That's what.
so the rest of you have in fact found this spiral staircase leading up through the building, and can begin climbing. And you very quickly find that this spiral staircase just goes straight up for much longer than it should take to reach the surface.
One of those.
And then it opens up into like just a normal, wide ballroom type staircase with like ornate rails and like curtains and stuff hanging along the sides with paintings. And it just goes up in a like straight, like maybe like 100 feet. Like definitely this spatially would not fit in the tower.
Okay.
Man.
And when you go up
Wizard
that
staircases.
staircase, then there's a landing, and then there's like the next turn is like just a plain narrow stone staircase, like you would find inside an old medieval castle wall that's like barely big enough for your shoulders. And then the next landing, it's just a ladder, like just a wooden ladder, like just random as you go up this staircase.
We're in, but we don't know where we are. Over. That's what you say, right?
I think so.
You don't have to. I can tell you were saying it out loud. You can just say it in your head, okay?
I'm really bad at just saying stuff inside my head. Over.
Tell me about it. And you look in one of the paintings. There's paintings of like Tortles, like it's just all portraits of Tortles
Good.
from different eras.
Are you saying it's
with
Tortles
different
all the way
outfits.
down lane?
Yes, and one of these Tortles, and a couple of the Tortle portraits are like looking at each other, like it's all like Harry Potter shit. They're moving around, and like they're just
less
looking at
transphobic.
you like judgy. It's Harry Potter, but not transphobic. Yes.
Yeah.
And the tortoises in or Tortles in the paintings are like, yeah, tell me about it.
Oh, hello there.
Hi.
How's your day?
Breaking and entering, are we?
No, we didn't break anything.
No.
We are
We're just
entering.
entering. And we're
Yeah.
here to help. We're trying to. Somebody snuck something in here and it's bad.
Another
Wanna get
one's
rid of
like,
it.
these salesmen get pushier and pushier every year.
Well, what we're
I don't
selling.
know what this world's coming to.
Well, when's the last time you went outside?
They like all of the Tortles like within earshot start laughing in the portraits. It's like, outside, get this guy. What a joker. What a maroon.
Well, listen, we can all go for a walk later if you want. You can see things are going a little bit to shit, honestly, out there.
Yeah, it's kind of a problem. That's why we're here.
Yeah, things have been better.
A hostile
Buddy.
faction has taken the city, and we're actually. It looks like they smuggled one of their suppressive enchantments into the tower here. So we're trying to see if we can help you get rid of
Look
it.
down, buddy. Do you see any legs? Go for a walk, he says.
I mean, take you for a walk.
I mean, I could carry
Yeah.
you if you wanted to see other stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Wanna
take
see
a
other
little
stuff.
lick of dust and be like, yeah, like it's like you haven't moved in some time, but we could, it's good. Sunlight's good. Sunlight's good for the Constitution.
Is it good for
Take you for a little
paint?
tour.
So they
Are
tell
they
you.
paint? Or are they people?
Look at now, they're gonna start stealing paintings, these guys. I tell you, what's the world coming to? Stealing family heirlooms. You take us outside, we're gonna fade, you jerk.
I put sunblock on you.
Don't you know direct sunlight's not good for paintings?
Yeah,
Just the
that's why you
painting
don't hang them in
eyes.
a sunny spot for years, but in about a 15-minute walk once a millennium, you know?
How long are you letting yourselves be distracted by the paintings?
Oh, Pernie's now fully invested in
minute or
trying to
two.
convince them of the value of a good walk.
They're happy to keep you here. So like they
They
will
love to
continue
argue.
they will continue to
The
engage.
best thing that's happened to them in 600 years.
It is probably a good thing if we don't go stumbling into a room we're not supposed to before we get him on
Probably.
board. So it is not a bad thing that we are being distracted.
Yeah, I think the
Um,
aim has been that we get in, we win him over, and then we're like, we have people that can help with this.
Yeah, and then we just
Just
appear.
let them
like,
in.
hello.
Yeah.
We've been here
So
the
you're gonna-
whole
so-
time.
So downstairs, you're not just going to continue sort of like the distraction. You want to actually start engaging to talk to him about the situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's probably a good place for us to break it,
Okay.
to take a break. And you can
There
give some
is-
thought to,
There's a
What we
cafe
doing?
next
How you
door that
wanna-
has a really nice bathroom. I'm gonna go take selfies in it,
Ooh.
and I'll post it in the
Ooh.
Discord. Exclusive.
Nice.
Right. Are we ready for break? I can push us to break.
let's do it.
See y'all in
back.
We
10.
shall return.
See y'all in 10.
Perfect.